So here we are, we've got a small catering trailer in. Customers stating some of the lights are working, some of the lights aren't working. We have a look inside the 13-pin plug. You can see that one of the pins has disappeared back inside the body of the plug, and the actual inside of the plug is sat at an angle, so nothing was plugging in properly. All of this is a bit loose, so I'll get this stripped down and see what's going on. Chances are it's a new plug. So you can see here on the brake light pin, the actual retaining clip on the plastic has broken, so it's just allowing this pin to wander in and out. So every time you're pushing the plug into the car, that disappears, so you get no connection. So grab yourself a screwdriver and we'll just swap this out. So this is our new plug, slightly different to the old Fortec one. You've got a compression nut here rather than a screwy down clamp with screws on it to hold the cable, but they're all much of a muchness. Back unscrews out of this one. Once the back's unscrewed, your main pins are free to come out. Now you'll notice this one has got a full 13 pins on it, as opposed to this one which has only got 8. It should have 8, one's fallen out. The only difference with these is this one is for, this will do a caravan as well as a trailer. So you've got the 13 pins which carry extra battery lives and battery charging, your fridge connection and that sort of thing. It's absolutely fine to use one of these. The extra pins just won't be used. Have a look here. Make sure everything is clean, make sure everything is, there's no damage, anything like that. And the important thing to do before we do any connections and wiring is to put the back end of the plug on. Otherwise you'll screw everything on and then realise that the back end of your plug is sat on the bench. Now you see the grommet that came with this new plug is about this size compared to the old grommet, which is a good deal smaller. That's because this one is designed for a caravan, so you've got extra space for a bigger cable. So we will use the old grommet out of the Vortec plug. Pop this lot through. Pop the clamping washer through, make sure I put it the right way. Slide that up. Over the secondary sheath. Like that. The grommet goes this way because there's a tapered side inside this plug that the grommet will then be clamped and pushed against, and as it's pushed in, it squeezes it down and clamps on the cable, so that gives you your watertight seal and it gives you some cable retention, so it's not your individual wires taking any strain. It's the actual body of the plug itself clamping on to the outer sheath of the cable. And that can be a bit troublesome every now and then, so you can use a bit of WD-40 or silicone spray or something like that to help things along. Slip that into place. Now we're ready to do some wiring. Now Maypole used to be nice enough to print the wiring details on the back of their packets, but now they don't. Not entirely sure why, but it's easy enough to find online, or if you go to Maypole's website, they will actually they'll give you instructions and videos and God knows what. So just hold that up and you can pause that and screenshot it if ever you need to. This is going to be the one that we use, which is the 13-pin connection, but the first 7 pins on the 13-pin and the 7-pin standard plug are exactly the same colours, exactly the same pins. It's only once you start going to your what used to be the old 12S and the bottom half of this that there's any difference. So if you have a look here, you can see you've got pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 3 is this one down here in this dip, pin number 4 is here, and then we've got pin number 5, 6, 7 and 8, and they're the only ones that we're going to be using today. So we're slacking these off before getting any other wires. So you can see here we've got everything wired up and in place. You'll notice on this trailer that there are double wires on everything going into the plug. That's because instead of a junction box further back down the trailer, they've used the plug as your junction box. So one of these will go to the right hand side, one will go to the left hand side, but the obvious exceptions then are the indicators and tail lights, which are individuals because they go off to one side only. So you can see here for instance this blue, that's 2 fog light wires that carry on down to the fog lights on either side, and then The yellow, which is one of the indicators, only goes off to one side. So now all that's left to do is put it all back together. So you'll see there's a locating slot here. There's a matching slot inside there. So pop that up the right way and then attempt to get it to slot into place. Pull it out, start again. Slot there, slot there. There, you can see that slot has gone into there, and then this back screws on, which is what holds everything in place. No need to go mental with it, it's only plastic. And then you feed this grommet down until we're about a quarter of an inch away. Slide that collar to there, then find our nut. And the reason we don't push this tight onto the cables is so that we can then push this in, which takes all the strain off the wire connections. Tighten that up. Just have a quick check to see if there's any movement in that cable, but that's grabbed nicely. Now all that's left to do is test it. Now I keep on meaning to make a new test box for my trailer electrics, because the last one had a break and I just haven't got round to making one yet. So you can see everything's working apart from one side marker up the top here. So we're going to have a quick look at this and see what's going on. It's all LEDs on this trailer, so it can't be a blown bulb or anything as simple as that, unfortunately. So we will work our way from the lamp back towards wherever this lamp ties into the main loom, and just have a look and see if we can find anything. First port of call is give it a tap, see if there's any loose connections. inside the then we will slide this out. Once it's said and done. No obvious damage to this lamp unit, so we're going to have to go and look for some broken wires somewhere. This trailer's got the ASPOC connectors. These are something like a Scotch lock. They just crimp over and grab hold of the positive and negative wires. It only works with the special ASPOC wiring, which is a very flat square cable, which is specially designed for these connectors. Crimping them together is super easy. Getting them apart, not so much. To try our best not to do any damage to the plastic, but it's kind of inevitable with these things. So pull this apart. You can see there's two connections there and there, and they go into the wire. So we can check power to that. Right, there's no problems down here, so all of this can go back away. Put it back where I found it. Next port of call now is go back up to the side marker and see if there's any power coming up to that wire there. Unfortunately, because this is a coffee van, you get this a lot with catering trailers, it's all beautifully set up inside, which means there's no access to the wires from the inside, which can be problematic. Smells nice though. There's absolutely no spare wire up there. So we've traced the problem back to the lamp itself. There's voltage coming up to the lamp, but the lamp isn't lighting up. So we'll just get another one of these ordered and get it fitted when it comes in. So that's about it for this trailer. This one can go back out and on to the next job.